Philadelphia just got a major update on A.J. Brown, as not only do they have a blockbuster offer in hand, but a brand new team bidding to drive for the price. Plus, thereby Jaelan Phillips and Blankenship, they became a lot more expensive overnight, and now another Eagles defender suddenly popped up in trade discussions, which I think can only mean one thing. Thomas Mott, this is the Thomas Mott Show. It might be the weekend, but oh my goodness, did we just get quite the news dump early Friday morning on A.J. Brown and a blockbuster trade offer sent to Howie's desk. Plus another surprise team potentially adding to the mayhem, and then there's the expensive update on Jaelan Phillips and Blankenship that could throw a wrench into everything. Oh, and now there's one insider claiming Nolan Smith is on the market, which only makes sense of how he's looking for bigger fish. Buckle up, there's a lot going on today. First, though, the winner of the Jordan Spector Art Cooper DeJean Pinnacle art piece you see here is announced at the end of today's video, so watch until the end. But I'm feeling generous, so I'll give another one of these away if this video hits 70,000 views by, let's say, Monday or Tuesday. So drop a like, comment Coop down below just to make sure you're entered, just in case. Okay, now I wouldn't start with the A.J. Brown drama unless there was some actual news, because most of us are tired of it by now, but I think this is probably the biggest update I've seen all week, the past couple of weeks. I don't know, you tell me. As PHLY noted this morning that the Patriots have offered a first and a third for A.J. Brown. However, so far, Howie has refused. Now, first thoughts here, we don't know if this is actually true. It's one report. There was another report from The Athletic saying there has been no official offer yet, but maybe this is just a, telephone, under-the-table handshake offer. If this is true, though, I'd be shocked if Howie turned down a first and a third-round draft pick. That is quite the haul for A.J. Brown. But we don't know if it's a first this year, maybe it's a first next year, again, unclear, but Howie apparently is not budging. As according to The Athletic, the Philadelphia Eagles are holding firm on their steep asking price for A.J. Brown. While the New England Patriots have poked around in it, the Los Angeles Chargers are another team keeping tabs on the situation per sources, with Josina Anderson also chiming in saying that steep asking price mentioned before is a first, a second, and a player. And that is quite the steep asking price. A first, a second, and a player is a blockbuster haul. That to me would be enough for me to sit back and go, okay, I want to keep A.J. Brown. I hope that they do, but that would be quite the compensation where I could sit back and be like, all right, then they got the best deal possible that they could. We go ahead and move on. Also worth noting, they're mentioning the Ravens, the Chargers now available. You're creating a bidding war, which further drives up the price. And I guess this all does make sense because the Bills yesterday, inexplicably, I saw this, decided to send a second-round draft pick to the Bears for a way lesser receiver, no offense, in DJ Moore. Howie, right now, I think on a Friday morning, is sitting in the catbird seat and can easily sit tight and wait for the extremely high asking price to come to fruition because I think New England wants him and they're eventually going to pay. And it's not just me saying that. Mike Garfolo of the NFL Network, he was on PHLY this morning and he doubled down. He said he thinks A.J. Brown will be traded in the next 2 days.
If you had to say right now, A.J. is either traded or not traded, which is it?
Hold on, let me take a sip of my
Wawa coffee.
Final answer, like Regis Philbin, final answer?
Final answer. What is your final answer?
R.I.P. Regis, my former Fox Sports 1 colleague. I think he gets moved.
Yeah.
I think he gets moved. And it's got to happen. Today's Friday. It's got to happen in the next 2 days. So
there it is.
Buckle up today, Ant. Let's see.
Final answer.
It really feels like this situation is finally coming to an end, whether they keep him or let him go. I was 60-40 yesterday. I said on the live stream that they're going to go ahead and trade him. I think I'm 65-35 that they trade him, but the biggest factor in all of this that people are forgetting and why the asking price is so darn high, the $41 million dead cap hit pre-June 1st. Howie does not want to eat that dead cap hit unless he gets an offer he can't refuse. That offer apparently is a first, a second, and a player. If he can get that, he'll make a move. If he can't get that, I think that they're going to sit tight and kind of play chicken with the New England Patriots and say, all right, we're not going to trade him. And then maybe the NFL draft comes around. Okay, maybe we'll trade him now. What do you got? And wait and see. I still think the dead cap hit plays a big factor, but buckle up, hit the notification bell, because if the trade happens, like Garfolo says, the next couple of days, I'll be live first and covering it here. One other note here quickly, everything is a smokescreen and leverage right now. Like that's all what this is. The Chargers suddenly being interested could just be the Eagles leaking that, trying to drive the price up. And the report Philadelphia turned down a 1 and a 3 could be them just trying to get more. So, as I've said before, buckle up, get ready, but be wary. There's a lot of propaganda floating around the NFL. Also, I want to give a massive shout out to the sponsor's video, Novig. I think most of us can relate to this because let's say you got a great read on a game, like you're feeling really, really good about it, then you go to a traditional sports book who then bakes in fees as high as 30% into their odds, which really is just a tax on your knowledge, but also a guaranteed cut for the house at your expense. So I say it's time to stop playing against the house and start actually playing against other players on Novig. Novig, it isn't a sports book, it's a peer-to-peer sports prediction market. Instead of fighting a house margin, you trade directly against other real users. You can take the best available odds or post your own price for the market to match. It feels less like a betting app and more like a high-end trading floor. Because there's no house taking a cut, your successful trades can structurally return meaningfully higher multiples than what you'll find elsewhere. Novig basically instead rewards your strategy and timing, and if you're sharp, you keep your edge. It's also available in most states and is free to play with Novig coins, or you can use the Novig Cash to compete for real rewards. And right now, get a free $5 in Novig coins just for signing up, or get $50 in Novig coins when you spend your first $5. No purchase is necessary, you must be 21 plus, and always remember to practice responsible gameplay. So download Novig and start trading smarter today. Now, moving on away from receiver drama and onto the defensive drama, and despite the DJ Moore trade helping the Eagles, as I mentioned, the two other defensive moves around the NFL yesterday ended up hurting them, as the Houston Texans gave star edge rusher Danielle Hunter a 1-year, fully guaranteed, wait for it, $40 million contract, goodness gracious, that just made Jaelan Phillips a lot more money. As now, NFL insider Albert Breer, he believes Phillips could be worth more than $20 to $25 million a year instead of the initial 15 to 17. Danielle Hunter is obviously a better player, double-digit sacks like every single season the past 5. He's worth $40 million. It's a big chunk of change, though, and it does reset the market. And so for all of us hoping Jaelan Phillips would take this kind of, cheaper deal signed before free agency, which is Monday, so, I don't know, running out of time, that seems to be dead. I think he's going to demand 20 minimum, and I don't know if Philadelphia's going to pay it, which means he's going to hit the open market if they don't get a deal done, and then it's a bidding war, and that could mean Jaelan Phillips could be gone, which we'll have to wait and see. I do think Vic Fangio has some sway here, and again, I think Phillips likes playing in Philadelphia, but I just had this little inkling in the back of my mind that Trey Hendrickson could still be in play. He's older than Phillips, so maybe he turns out to be cheaper in the end. Again, thinking in the $15 to $17 million range versus 20 to 25. I'm technically not the only one saying that because Brian Baldinger was on PHLY and he echoed my sentiments.
If it was, I would just keep Jaelan Phillips if you're going all the way down to Bradley Chubb. But if you could get Trey Hendrickson, he missed basically this year, but the 2 previous years, he put up 17 and a half sacks each year, and he didn't have anybody to help him out. Like there was the cupboard was bare. Sam Hubbard was on his way out. He didn't have anybody coming off the edge to help him out. And he was beating left tackles left and right. He's a true right defensive end going up against your left tackle. But, even his last year in New Orleans, his time in Cincinnati, like he put 5 years together that maybe, a guy like Myles Garrett has surpassed, but not many. Like he's kind of in a category by himself. Like I'd be very interested in Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
And then, of course, to carry on with the expensive theme of today's show, Reed Blankenship's contract, might have gotten a little more expensive because the Rams just inked their safety this morning to a 3-year, $36 million deal, putting him over $12 million per year. Same exact situation as Danielle Hunter. I think Cam Curl is slightly better than Reed Blankenship, although, maybe Reed's here or Cam's here. I mean, it's very close. They're both very, very good. But I was hoping Reed would be in the 7 to 8, at max $9 million a year re-signing deal in Philadelphia. Curl got 12. If you're Reed's agent, you're going, we're worth 10, 11. And then you can see a scenario where Reed Blankenship is now priced out of what Philadelphia wants to pay. I personally have been a lot higher on Reed than a lot of Eagle fans on Twitter who think he's been average or a liability in coverage, because I see him as the smartest player on this defense in a very, very young secondary. But like Nakobe Dean, who is like literally 99.9% for sure gone in the coming days, mark my words on that, I think Reed is going to want his first big contract of his entire career. And now, if it's Cam Curl type money, Philadelphia might not be interested. Now, I do want to mention Maxx Crosby because we did get an update that I think is technically tied to this brand new Nolan Smith trade rumor that Jeff McClain floated yesterday, where he said he would not be surprised if Smith is currently being shopped around the league, which to me would be a mistake because I like Nolan Smith. I think he will and can be great. He's just been banged up and wasn't that healthy with a tricep in 2025. But back to Crosby, as it stands, according to James Palmer, the Cowboys and Bears are the leaders in the clubhouse for Crosby, but 2 unnamed teams are also in on the edge. And I could see Philadelphia obviously being one of them. Talked about it on a show a couple of days ago. They were one of the last 5 teams interested. And maybe Nolan Smith, with this whole trade rumor floating around on Twitter, is a part of the grand scheme here, right? Because trading away Nolan Smith right now doesn't make a lot of sense. Still in a rookie contract. If you lose Jaelan Phillips, you definitely need him in there as the other edge rusher. But if you were to go to Las Vegas, let's say that that's the whole idea here, and you want to beat the Bears offer, well, you can offer draft picks, sure, but you can also offer Nolan Smith, who is the exact same position as Maxx Crosby, but younger with plenty of potential. Maybe with the Raiders, you go, hey, we'll give you picks plus a replacement, and that could go ahead and push their offer ahead of everybody else's. Personally, I think Crosby is probably going elsewhere. I'm still holding out hope. I would like him, but trading Nolan Smith does not make sense unless it's to actually seriously upgrade at the position. In the end, though, I still think Jaelan Phillips, he's priority number 1, but if you lose out on him, and you aren't trading Nolan Smith, well, you got to figure out what happens at the edge rusher position because Howie, he wants to upgrade, but the options, they're growing a little bit thin. In the end, though, everything between now and Monday, or at least now until they actually make a move, is hearsay, is a rumor. As I mentioned, there's a ton of smoke screens going around right now. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's fake. One reporter says this, one reporter says that. I just know that I'm going to cover everything that comes out and give you guys what I think is the most important news. That way you are updated, and then you'll be educated when the remove actually happens, and we'll cover it here live on the channel because I think it's going to get very, very nuts, very, very quick, and I keep saying it, but we're finally here. You got to buckle up. Now, of course, the winner of the Jordan Spector Art DeJean piece is announced right now, and it was, of course, a subscriber who dropped a like and commented correctly on a previous video. That was 3927 Ray. You are the winner. So go down below in my description box, send me an email, screenshot of you, log into your YouTube account, prove it's you, address, I'll get it sent out. Everybody else, watch out for scammers, and I don't know, leave a comment down below because if today's video gets 70,000 views, then we'll go ahead and give away another one via the comments down below on this video. So either way, it's going to be nuts. I should have another video if something happens between now and Monday. I don't leave for Savannah and Nolan Smith's golf tournament until Sunday afternoon. You don't hear from me Sunday afternoon and Monday, and they make a move, I'm golfing with Nolan Smith. I'll have a video on Tuesday, so stay tuned, but we're going to be a little bit busy this weekend. I'm Thomas Mott. I don't know. It's crazy right now. It really is, and who knows what's real, who knows what's fake, but I'm excited for it either way. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.